Integrity man, I am a man with there. Yes, welcome. This is the mailbox here every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. right here on Love 101, the family station. I'm Kevin Bailey. Listen, invite your friend them. Yeah, your man friend, boyfriend, your father, your uncle, your cousin, husband. Yeah, the program designed for men with guests who are men, hosted by men, is now live. Yeah.
Yes, you heard that right here. Another week inside the mailbox. I'm Courtney Morrison. Welcome to the mailbox again. We thank you for joining us from everywhere on YouTube, Facebook, all the social media platforms. And indeed, it's our privilege and honor to just be getting into your homes, to be talking with you this afternoon. Hey, Kev, I want to thing go on, Did you know?
Yep.
Now it's Lupus Awareness Month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Sickle Cell Disease Awareness Month, Domestic Violence Awareness Month. It's also Mental Health Awareness Week. Were you knowledgeable on all those, Kev?
No, I was aware of Mental Health Awareness Week. That's the one that I was most aware of, but so many other things for us to be aware. What about you, Courtney? I know you're on top of these things, you know.
Well, I can tell you, I knew it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's always in October. So
Yeah.
that I'm fully aware of. I heard last
Hmm.
week in just listening to the news that was also Lupus Awareness Month. But the Domestic Violence Awareness Month, I was not aware of, nor the Sickle Cell Disease Awareness Month. Mental Health Awareness Week, definitely is.
Yes.
And remember, last week was also Senior Citizens Week, National Senior Citizens Week. So October is full of
No.
different awareness. It is probably the most aware month, or I should say the more month for awareness of anything.
So guess what? October 6th already. By your Quintus Christmas. You're looking down the road there, and I have a feeling you soon start to hear Christmas carols and all of that. Of course, Christmas is really the most favorite time of the year for me. So I once I touch October, still I kind of feel a little nice spirit there, one on one. What about you, Courtney?
Well, I know I'm hearing Christmas carols already. I've heard
Yes.
some being played. Yes, Papa. I've heard some being played already. Christmas is not necessarily the best time for me. It's round about the time
Um,
that my father died, and
oh,
coming up to the new year would be the time that my mother died. So it's really a season sometimes where since even my mom has died, we have not gathered together as a family because she was the one that pulled us together and we'd all
mm,
eat. So while others are enjoying, I'm doing a lot of reflecting round about this time.
wow. No, I totally can understand what is happening there, boy, my prayers and so forth during that period of reflection and introspection. And many other persons would have similar position as well. We pray for the
As
peace of the Christ child, yeah.
as we speak about death, I was the pastor for a funeral all the way up in a place called Gettysstown in St. Mary on Friday. My sincere condolences to the Hewitt family and the Williams family. Alvin Williams was buried. But Kevin, I met some man. I started to speak, and there was this lady. Oh my goodness, I didn't write her name down. And she looked on the funeral program all the way in rural St. Mary, Kevin. And she said,
Yes.
Pastor Morrison? And I said, yes. And I looked up. I'm conducting the funeral now. This person told Pastor Morrison. And I said, yes. And she said, Monday. And I was like, but I met a couple of men who says no good man exists. Good man
Hey.
is not a good thing. And they were trying to give their explanation to me that good men are men who women take advantage of. So I told them I was a good man. I'm not sure what it means to be taken advantage of, but it means that I do good things and I am a man. So I
Yes,
told them I would bring up this issue today
yes,
just for them and hope that they are listening.
yes. No, important one because I can testify that I am a good man and I have many advantages. I've not been taken advantage of. In fact,
Come on.
I am celebrating the wife that God has blessed me with. Well,
We probably
Courtney,
should make
as we
October Good Man Awareness Month.
okay. Well, we can lobby
So
for it.
that
We'll
comes up
lobby
in
for it.
November, actually.
Well, Courtney, as we become aware of these illnesses and disease, we know those who play a major part in taking care of us. We have the doctors and the nurses, especially
Yes.
now during the pandemic. They have been under a lot of pressure. They have been doing amazing work, serious commitment. So big up to all our health practitioners and those who work alongside them. There are so many other persons who make it happen in helping us in the health sector and wellness. Well, those who are on the front line, they are there and others beside them. So today we get to take a few of those to look at, not the doctors this time, not the physicians, but nurses, Courtney.
Yes, and these are our unsung heroes, and we want to say condolences to families because we have heard of the passing of at least three of our nurses so far with this war on the front line with this COVID-19. And so we continue to express our condolences, yet we celebrate the work that you have been doing. And today, inside the mailbox, we're going to take a look at the male nurses overcoming the stigma in a female dominated field. We want to ask some questions. What is the difference between a nurse and a doctor? Some of us still don't know. And so we want to get a bit into that. Why nursing? What about nursing do they enjoy? And what is nursing school like in a female dominated area of our
Yes,
society? I wonder what they enjoy most. I'm tickled to ask some question today. And what is the purpose of becoming a RN, a registered nurse? Do we need male nurses? Or why do we need male nurses? Some important question, Kevin.
very, very interested. And I'm sure that our listeners from Moran Point in the Grill and those who are watching us as well, they're going to be interested in having the conversation with our male nurses. We're going to be joined this evening by Kevin Morrison. So they put Kevin and Courtney together, Courtney Morrison. So we have Kevin Morrison. He's going to be here, registered nurse at the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. He has a BSc and I think that's nursing degree. We're going to have Chrisard McIntosh, registered nurse at the National Chest Hospital, also BSc, and I'm thinking the N is nursing degree there. They can correct me. And Andre Crawford, nurse graduate from University of the West Indies, upper class honors, BSc, nursing degree. Gentlemen, you have to correct me if I'm not saying it correctly. But welcome so much to the mailbox.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you for having us.
It's good to have you. Gentlemen, male nurses. You know, some people wondering what that is. We're in a room full of male nurses today. We want to ask you some pointed questions and we want to find out, how do you enjoy working in a female dominated field? We have some interesting questions. What made you decide to become a
Mm,
nurse? We have these
mm.
questions to ask you, but we're going to do that in a little while. Kevin, what were you looking forward to asking these gentlemen?
Oh my gosh, there's so many questions because how do they work with so many ladies? Can they focus with so many beautiful nurses to work alongside with? I am interested to know among many other questions. But before we do that, well, I suspect we can go straight in. Just want to remind those who are listening, we're live on Facebook and YouTube at Love 101 FM. You can leave your comments via our WhatsApp line at 876-997-3125. Any question you want to ask these gentlemen, please feel free. Their backs are broad. They can answer any question. 876-997-3125. Ladies, remember, you can participate in the program by leaving us a message via our WhatsApp or Facebook, YouTube. Ladies, thank you again. Remember, no calls or voice note. Allow the man them to use the space. So encourage the man them to call in and to participate. Send us your message as we use this platform to strengthen the forces to break the stigma that nurses are only females. Here we are. We have men in the place. The mailbox today. We only have male nurses, Courtney.
I wonder what the ladies will have to say about this one today. That's the interesting part for me too. We want to hear from the ladies. Remember, send your text messages, no voice notes, no calls. We reserve those for the men. So we want to ask a question, but again, we're going to do a big shout out to all the men out there, especially the good men. I'm playing with this one. Get it down in St. Mary. I hope you are listening. Jacks River, just below them. Port Maria, everywhere in St. Mary. Devon Penn, where my family is from. It's good that you are listening. And so, to all of the man them out there who want to give a shout out, and so it's after three. One, two, three. Man!
Yeah. So, man in the place, and we are going straight into the segment we call the inbox. Remember, you can send us on our YouTube, Facebook page, and correspond right there with us. The field of nursing is growing rapidly. Male nurses have become more commonplace within the medical field over the years. Gender equality has helped women break glass ceilings in many professions, but it has also helped introduce men to fields they otherwise wouldn't explore. Male nurses help bring diversity to a field that is in high demand. Are these men pioneers? Are there enigmas in this field? You know what, gentlemen, we start we start right away. Tell us about your upbringing. Where did you develop this love to help people, and why nursing? I want all of that. Gentlemen, who's gonna go first? Just to say your first names.
We'll probably want to start with the nurse in the scrubs. Just tell us your
All
name
right,
and go ahead and speak, sir.
all right. So good afternoon again. My name is Andre Crawford. Thank you for having me once again. So basically, what drew me towards nursing was that I was in high school around fourth, fifth form, and that at that time I started doing biology, and through doing biology and the other sciences, I developed a love for the sciences, especially things that had to do with human anatomy. So I then decided that, the medical field looked interesting and I wanted to, explore and see what it was like. So I had decided from a good while ago that I wanted to be a nurse, more so that the nurse, out of everybody else, of all the clinicians or the healthcare professionals, we are the ones in the healthcare field that spend the most time with the patient. We have the most interactions with the patient, and we are basically the persons that do everything to make sure that the patients recover from what it is that they're ailing from. So yeah, as I said before, I like the sciences before, and because of the level of contact and the level of communication that the nurses have with the patients, I decided that, I was going to give it a go, and I applied to nursing school, and thank goodness I'm successful. Did my 4 years and just finished, got my degree. So I'm waiting to do my exam next year, which is the RNR, to get my license so that I can practice legally.
Thanks very much,
So,
Andre Crawford. Male nurse, good
yeah.
to hear from you. Yes, Kev.
No, no, just a little bit. Where were you born, Just a little bit about the schooling you had before you went to the profession, Andre.
Which school I attended?
Yes, and the community you were born. It's a little bit about that.
All right, so I was born in the community of Cockburn Gardens, right? I attended Dunrobin Primary School as a child. Went on, did GSAT, went to Campion College. After Campion, I applied for nursing at the University of the West Indies. So that's where I did my 4 years of nursing school.
Ah,
Let me help them a bit
wow.
with Cockburn Gardens, sir, because I was born at Delacrete Lane, just a stone throw away from what is usually called Cockburn Pen in the ghetto.
Mm.
And and
Yeah,
so to hear you, can something good come out of the ghetto? Andre Crawford, you're a testament to that
yeah,
truth. My
definitely.
my oldest brother went to Cockburn Gardens primary at the time. So it's good to hear, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Good. Who else do we have with us there? Is that Kevin Morrison or Sir Krishad?
Desired Macintosh.
Krishad, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here with us. Tell us a bit about your upbringing, your background, why you chose the profession. We want to hear from you.
Good evening, everyone. So I developed
Yes.
this love for caring for others since I was growing up. I was very small. Growing up, I grew up with my aunt, and through high school, I gathered I even more appreciation for the profession, whereby I usually spend a lot of time with my aunt at the hospital. She's a midwife, and with the interaction that she had with our patients, it just motivated me even more to become a nurse. And towards the ending of high school, she made a suggestion to me, and I just went with it straight away, no hesitation. I
Wow.
went
So
to
schooling for you and the community where you were born. A little bit about that.
Okay, so I was born in Clarendon. That's a community called Coxswain. I went to the Pindars Valley Primary School there as well. And then I further went on to Clarendon College, where I did 7 years, sixth form and all that. Then I went to UTech, where I did my Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and I was successful. Also did my R&R exam, which I was successful in also. So I'm now working at the National Chest Hospital.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow,
Great.
excellent.
Con-
The two of you have a
Congratulations.
cock in your upbringing, the name, the similarities. I wonder if that helped our producer in choosing. We don't know. Is Kevin Morrison joining us by phone? Is he there? And just want to say good afternoon. Probably related to me, Kevin, because Morrison's come from Manchester, and so to be in St. Andrews just right next door, and so he probably is
Yes.
from that area. But
Yes.
gentlemen, it's excellent hearing about your upbringing and your schooling and how you have excelled. I was going to ask a question earlier. Who inspired you? I heard a little bit from Sir Macintosh. He says his aunt was a nurse. Tell us who inspired you, though, Sir Crawford. Help us to get a little background into this idea of choosing nursing.
Um, I wouldn't really say there was any one person that really persuaded me to enter nursing. Like I said before, I always had a genuine love for the sciences, and yeah, but however, there was a family friend actually that was a nurse. We had several conversations around the same time. I was in fourth, fifth form, thereabout in high school, and she spoke very highly of the profession. And being as I liked the sciences, and I was very interested in the level of care and contact that nurses have with patients. So I decided to give it a go. So apart from that, I wouldn't really say that I had like someone inspiring me to enter the profession. It was more like my personal love, and I decided to go that route.
Okay. Well, thank you, there, Andre. Kevin Morrison, I believe, is with us. Kevin, are you here? Um, Kevin,
The only
Kevin, are
Kevin
you
I hear
here?
is Kevin Bailey. Kevin Morrison is not
Okay.
yet with us. And so we await
Okay.
his connecting with us a little
You know,
later. Gentlemen,
Courtney, I was thinking, and I've to ask these gentlemen, because it's female dominated, did you have some challenges as to your other friends, man and man, that think this thing, nursing, is a sissy thing, is a female thing, is a thing that real man not do, and things like that. Did you get any of that kind of negative stuff, and you had to stand your ground and focus? Andre, what about you?
Well, I wouldn't say it's been negative per se, but you do have the questions from persons, like especially in the clinical area when you're at the hospital, you have persons they see you in your bush jacket, your white bush jacket, they automatically assume that you're a doctor. And when you go to them and
Uh,
you correct them and you tell them that no, I'm not a doctor, I'm a nurse, right? So
yes,
they're like, why you never go study medicine and become a doctor? Why you choose nursing? Even the nurses themselves on the ward sometimes they ask you like why you decide for the nursing, so the questions are always
yes.
there. But I wouldn't really say that I've personally experienced like negative backlash, saying that,
Mhm.
man, not for the nursing and stuff like that. But, you have the questions out there. Persons are curious because, traditionally, like you said before, nursing isn't really a male dominated, it's more like a female dominated profession. But what a lot of persons don't know is historically, nursing was actually male dominated in the beginning of nursing.
Mhm.
A lot of persons don't know that. But yeah, it's more like a re-emergence for the males, I would say no.
Mhm.
Because we were always there from the start. It's just that, after a while, because of certain things historically, the males kind of died down and the females took over. So now you're kind of seeing us a bit more in the area.
thank you so much, Andre, for that history. And I also believe that that died down mainly because of World War II when the men went out to
Right,
war and the
right. Because of
ladies
the war, and
picked
they
up
left the
the
females there.
profession. Sir McIntosh, tell us a bit. Oh, did you were there any negative things being said to you about this is a female thing? How you managed to become a nurse? Why you never become a doctor? Tell us about your experience.
I don't really have any negative experience per se, but I can remember in particularly in high school when I was applying for nursing school, right? So me and my friends were applying and they said, "What you going to do?" And I said, "Nursing." And one of them in particularly was laughing and he said, "But that's a female thing." But after I talked to him and everything like that, he was in acceptance with it. And even last year when I finished, he called me and he congratulated me and stuff like that. So that's it.
Oh, great. Very proud of you, gentlemen, and for keeping the focus. So, what's the difference between nurses and doctors? For those of us who really don't know this thing, share with us and our listeners, Andre.
All right, so I would say that the major difference between the doctors and the nurses, the doctors, they basically see the patients, and whatever it is, they make their diagnosis, they outline a plan of care, basically a framework for the nurses to follow. The nurses as well, we have to make our diagnoses as well, and we make what we call care plans to outline whatever it is that we have to do for each patient. So, I mean, the doctor basically sets the tone, but the nurse picks up off where the doctor left off, and initiates the physical contact with the patients in the healthcare facilities, I would say.
Thanks, Andre. Sir McIntosh. Anything you want to add to that? Any difference that you can note? Differences in terms of doctors and nurses. What are the differences?
Not really. It's basically the same as Mr. Andre said. Doctors are more like they give orders and the nurses will execute. So nurses are more hands-on, right? We spend a lot more time with the patients, where they're primary caregivers per se, and so we'll advocate for them, monitor them throughout the daily, day-to-day routine, and basically that's it.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. We have Kevin Morrison here. Hi, Kevin. Welcome to the mailbox.
Yeah, man, nice to be here, man.
It's so great to have you. Now you have to tell us a little bit about yourself, right? Where were you born? What was it like growing up in your community, schooling, and then you have to share with us why nursing. Yeah.
Yeah, man, not a problem. So my name is Kevin Morrison. A lot of people know me as Naldo on social media. So I'm from Ocherios, the best place in Jamaica, I might add. So born and raised there, went to the Ferncourt High School, and then after that I went to the Brownstown Community College School of Nursing in partnership with the University of the West Indies. So I've been a nurse for 3 years now. 3 years, 3 good years, and it has been good to me. But to be honest, like from I was very young, I had a passion for helping people. And when I finished college at the time, I was thinking like, where can I find a job or a career that helps me help my people? And of all the options that I had, I said, hey, nursing is the best one for me. Nursing suits me and my personality. So I can come to work every day with this big smile on my face and I show teeth for this from the start of the shift to the finish.
Hey, Kevin, it's good to have you and to hear you. We want to find out, how did you manage nursing school? I'm in such a female-dominated
Hey,
area.
funny enough,
Where-
bro.
where-
Funny enough,
was there any distraction for you to study? Tell us a bit how you managed.
All right, truth be told, it was harder than I expected. Because when me I go high school and stuff like that, I was a A student. So I felt as if I could go into nursing school and just cruise. Big mistake me make. Listen, I work so hard. Sometimes after you finish studying, you feel like you just brought 100 bag of cement and mixed mortar. It's rough. It was rough. But with dedication, nothing is impossible just the same. In terms of distractions, let's just say my eyes were full, but I had to stay focused.
Your eyes were full.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
I have a feeling it was full of biology. So yeah.
And human anatomy.
And anatomy. A lot of anatomy of the body,
Okay.
I thought so. If you're just joining us, you're listening to the program, The Mailbox, Live on Love 101. We are speaking to 3 young male nurses. We're trying to find out from them what it is like to be in a female-dominated area. And so as we continue to explore, we want you to listen and we want you to tune in. But we're about to take a break. We're going to come right back to you after these messages.
Man, yes. Strong man, integrity man. I am a man. I am a man. I am a man. I am a man. Yes. Strong man, integrity man. I am.
We all know we should set aside money for a rainy day. Here are some tips to help build your emergency fund. Don't mix your emergency savings account with any other account. The harder it is to access, the more likely you will be to leave the money there. Set up automatic deposits to keep your contributions consistent. Avoid high-risk investments and consider options like low-risk unit trust funds.
Visit burrito.com/opportunities for more growth coach insights.
Life comes at you fast and it can hit hard. Apply for the Credit Union Prepaid MasterCard from CNWJ with chip and PIN protection. Need a card with a personal line of credit for emergencies? We have that. Need a card you can use to shop online for that must-have item? We have that. The community and workers up to make a prepaid MasterCard. All the convenience of a MasterCard. Discover the benefits of belonging.
You're listening to Family Radio Love 101. The time on the family station, it's now 6 p.m.
Types of credit. There are several types of credit that can be extended by a regulated financial institution. One of the most popular types of credit is bank credit. Bank credit includes loans to households, such as car loans, mortgages, student loans, and credit cards. When the institution lends to a consumer, it provides the credit to a borrower who must repay the loan back at a future date, usually with interest.
This financial literacy tip was brought to you by Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy.
Are you an exporter, a micro, small, or medium-sized enterprise engaged in primary production or manufacturing? Do you want to learn more about the incentives available to the productive sectors? Then join the Jamaica Customs Agency and other entities for an online public forum on incentives and productive inputs relief on Thursday, October 14, 2021 from 10 a.m. to 12 noon under the theme Incentives and Productive Inputs Relief. Who stands to benefit? Log on at www.jacustoms.gov.jm to register and take your business to the next level. That's the Jamaica Customs Agency's Triple C online series. Click, connect, and converse with Customs. October 14 from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. This is a forum you should not miss. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
I am a man, I am a man, I am a man, yes. Strong man, integrity man. I am a man, I am a man, I am a man.
Welcome back to the mailbox. Your favorite program every Wednesday, 5:30 at this time. Courtney is here, Kevin is here, and then we have male nurses in the place overcoming stigma in a female-dominated field. What a conversation we have been having, and much more to go. We want to encourage you. You can give us a call, 968-8327-8, or you can get us on our WhatsApp line, 876-997-3125. That's 876-997-3125. But before we continue this conversation, we have a segment called Favorite Folder. And favorite folder, it can be on gentlemen. So we're going on the spot. You don't have to have a right answer or a wrong answer, but we want you to give a perspective on this thing. The question is, are educated tertiary level school men more likely to get women? If you are qualified, if you are a tertiary level man, educated at that level, does it make you more attractive? Does it make you more a catch for women? I have a feeling I want Chris to go personal.
Definitely.
Oh, is who that start?
You must Kevin, man. Only Kevin and Morrison put together a full package that
Right,
we really want to know. Does being qualified academically give you better qualifications for a lady? We want to hear from you, Kevin Morrison. You start first. You go ahead, want to hear, because you sound like your eyes were full.
All right. I definitely agree, because women like to think about stability, and a part of being stable is being financially free and being able to afford a life. So women tend to cling towards that. And it's good to have education because they feel as if we who have tertiary level education, we are more likely to understand them in a relationship versus somebody who is not educated.
Wow. So Kevin, start to bat. And I don't know if it's a 4 or a 6, Chrisard, what is it? Tell us your perspective on that one.
Yes, I think so, because as Kevin said, most persons, once they're looking for a relationship, right, they would want to think about stability, someone who is able to at least care for themselves or the person as well, right? So females tend to cling towards persons that are said to be of that type of, should I say, standard?
That's
Oh,
quite fine.
thank you.
Sir Andre, let us hear your perspective. We also want to hear when tertiary education for men understand that 25% to 75% is there a big pool to fish from for these ladies. But does tertiary education qualify you for a moment to more be attracted to you? I want to hear your perspective.
Definitely, I would say so. Just like Kevin was saying, women usually prefer, to be with somebody, that women in general, they see men as providers, so you as a man having a tertiary level education, that is your
Real
key
talk.
to now achieving that level of social mobility to where, you can earn enough money to achieve that standard of living that you want. So I would definitely say that because at the end of the day, love alone can't do it. When you're hungry and you're the home, love can't fill your belly. You
Ah, yo.
understand? So definitely, I would say that it is an advantage out there. Yeah.
Can I
Love
put any of
cannot
you
pull.
on the spot?
Brittany,
Are
you
any
need.
of you taken? Have you been qualified? Have you been taken? That that that. I
Ah,
mean, we love your answers so far. They're really good. Yes, Kev.
No, I was just saying the comment made by Andre, that love by itself isn't enough. It can't fill your belly. And I'm sure we can have a conversation on that. Jackie says she always admired the male nurses. Jackie say she admire the male
Not only,
nurse.
not only tertiary level education get you somewhere, but being a male nurse
Yes.
seems to, you know
that helps as well.
that you hear Kevin Morrison is so vocal on this issue. Oh, brethren, were there any other reasons apart from, well, you know what? I was just about to ask a strange question, but I think human anatomy had a lot to play with your choice in human in female nurse taking up the nursing career, Kevin.
No, no,
But
not
gentlemen,
necessarily. But it was a factor.
well, it was a factor. It
Oh,
was only pulling your leg. I never knew you would answer me down that line at all. But we want to remind our listeners you can leave your comments to your WhatsApp line at 876-997-3125. Or you can give us a call on our studio line at 876-968-8327 or 8. Or join us on our Facebook or YouTube page at Love 101 FM. Remember the numbers you can call: 876-968-8327 or 8. We want some of the men to call us and say, what do you think about male nursing? Is it something you do? Is it something that you consider feminine in nature? We want to hear from you, men. Is it something that you would encourage your sons to take up as a career? We want to hear from you. And remember, ladies, you too, remember our WhatsApp line, 876-997-3125. Please, please, we want to hear the comments. Gentlemen, you have designated that being educated at a tertiary level makes you more attractive for our
you
women. They
see,
see us as providers. That's just awesome.
Sassy
Okay?
says, I'm so proud of you, Andre. That's Sassy. Sassy says, I'm so proud of you, Andre. Angela Gordon say, I just love them. Lots of feedback coming in here for you, gentlemen. Justin to read say, congratulations, young man. Very impressive. I tell you, comments are coming. Gentlemen, Javan Gray says, yes, friend Andre. So, Wolf of Big Up going on. Cody Kamika, proud of you, Chrisard. Proud of you, Chrisard. That's Cody Kamika there. Shane Brown, big up nurse Kevin Morrison. You know we love you. Always going the extra mile. Wow.
Ah, big up,
Going.
Shani.
So
Above
tell
and
us,
beyond.
gentlemen, what was nursing school like, and what was the process of becoming a registered nurse? You have to tell me your own experience. Andre, tell me, what was nursing school like for you, and the whole process?
Boy, it was rough. Like Kevin did say earlier, um, if you expected it to be smooth sailing, it's definitely not. Trust me, a lot of sleepless nights, rotation when you go up on the ward. You have different shifts, morning shift, afternoon shift. Sometimes you have to do night shift as well. When you come home, you have assignments to do, studying to do because you have exams coming up. And trust me, my advice to anybody out there, maybe not necessarily just for nursing school alone, but for tertiary education in general, just find a group of friends that
Rough.
you know can help you. Understand that is what helped me to get through. Big up the nurse clan, wherever them there. I don't know if all of them are listening, but yeah, I appreciate every single one of them because it wasn't easy and teamwork, as them say, make the dream work. So yeah,
That's
it
right.
was difficult. That's all
Right.
I can say. It was difficult.
Thank you very much,
We're
Andre.
gonna
We
go
have a
back. I
caller on.
think we have a call.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have a caller on. We want to connect with that caller. Good evening, caller. Welcome to the mailbox. Good to have you. How are you today? You want to comment? You want to ask a question? Let us hear.
Yes, man. Good evening to
Just tell us your first name and go ahead.
my first name is Clive, aka Blinky.
What blinks?
Yeah, man. I just want to bless up
Oh,
my
yeah,
with
some man big up himself.
no, wrong with man, the nurse now, you know, man. Remember, say, cow and jump over moon again, you know. I remember, say, woman, I drive trailer now, you know, brother. Woman, I do whole heap of things where man dominated work. I from 2007 from the liver hospital, I put the boat, my experience, man nurse, man. And if you done a Santa Cruz Health Center, you have a man nurse, you have a friend, big up yourself, solo. Yeah, man. Santa Cruz Health Center. So, it's good you have man nurse, man, but nurse, I'm going to work a night, though. Hello?
Yes, Linky. We never recognize
Blinky.
her. Yeah, we couldn't
Oh, yeah,
recognize
hear me
her.
now. Because the phone a break up.
Okay. But it's good to
I
hear
am
from
looking
you,
at the nurse,
Blinky. We
them
haven't
work
heard
a
from you
night.
in quite some time.
I was asking the nurse them if they work a night.
Oh, you want to know if the nurses are night nurses?
No, yeah, me I'll find out if me work a night, because me work a night, big man,
Gentlemen, any of you want to answer Blinky?
Nurses are always present.
What he said? If we work at night,
if you now give me no justice, man, so bless up and keep up the good work, yeah, my nurse brother.
Yeah, man, enough
All right,
respect.
thanks.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much,
the
Blinky. We
call for
appreciate the
respect,
call.
Blinky.
nothing wrong with that, man. A man we have ambition, the nurse.
Bless you.
Respect for that, Blinky.
Yes, yes. Blinky, we thank you for calling. Thank you for sharing. So, gentlemen, you heard from Blinky. Blinky says this is an ambitious job, one that he believes we should all strive to continue to big up. Women are driving trailers and doing many things that were once considered male dominated. And so you are in a great field, helping persons and helping them to succeed. Kevin, you had asked a question just before we took that call. Andre was answering. Can you remind us of the question so that the other two men can help in going down that line? Why nursing school?
Right.
How was nursing
Just getting
school?
a feel. What was
What
nursing
was it
school
like for
like?
you? A feedback
And the
on
process.
nursing school.
Yeah, Chris, all right?
Chrisan, you want to tell us?
Okay,
How was
so
nursing
as
school?
as Andre was saying, the journey is very hard, right? You got a lot of assignments, you have clinicals. I remember at one point I had class tests, which was like a quiz every single week. So you have quiz every week plus homework and all of that. So as I said, the key thing is to get yourself a group of persons that is willing to work and support you, right? My group was very supportive. As a male, I got a lot of attention. As they can also agree with me. And
So your group
yeah,
had many females in it, and so you were the single male in your group?
no, it was four of us as male.
Okay.
But when
A
we
lot of
Looking
you
for
started,
guys, man.
special attention too.
when we started first year, I think it was close to 100 and just four males, right? So you can imagine the ratio there. Um, yes, so I would like to say a big thank you to my group, Rochelle, Natalie, Chiba, Cody. It's a lot of them, so I can't really call all the names,
Understand.
right? And
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
just
are
big up all of
supported
them, man.
in
Big up to everybody.
we don't have enough time, boss.
Did any of you ever feel
Yes.
like giving up? Was it so difficult, Kevin, that you felt like giving up, that you were going to throw in the towel? And if yes, how did you overcome that feeling, that sense of feeling as if this isn't going to work? Did any of you ever
And
feel that
me-
way? Kevin, I
I'll
want to
be
hear from
honest.
you.
You hear me?
Yes,
You
go
hear
ahead.
me?
Yes, Kevin.
Go ahead. We're hearing.
Yeah. So the biggest hurdle for me was the first day when I went to the hospital. Cause mark you, from a born, I've never been to the hospital. So remember the first day on the ward as a student, cold sweat would have nearly kill me. Like me is so nervous. Cause when me look around, me see a lot of people, like a lot of very sick people. And I was never used to that. I'm used to going around, everybody laughing and smiling and stuff like that. So they had to get me a chair and a cup of water real quick. Change my shirt because my shirt was soaking wet. So that was the first day was the worst day. But since then I've been great.
Wow. After you go through that trauma, you're able to recover, and now you're helping people with trauma. Um, yes, gentlemen, you want to take that one? Courtney asking
Definitely.
the question: challenges, difficulties, and how you overcome. Andre.
Oh, all right. So, I mean, for me, um, I would say the most difficult part of it was the assignments and exams. Because, I mean, I'm okay with clinical rotation, you know, but if you take away the assignments and
The girl.
the amount of presentations where you have to do, the amount of papers where you have to type up and submit by a specific time, examinations that you have to study for, strip all that away, and I'm good. But I mean, that was the most challenging part for me. And like I said before, you have to definitely find yourself with a group of people that, when you can study together, and when you can help each other to get through. Anytime you're feeling down, you have somebody can talk to, to set you straight and tell you, say, don't give up, because you come this far already. No make sense you come this far and, drop out now. You understand? You started, so might as well finish.
Real
So that
talk.
was basically the most important thing for me.
Good, Andre.
Thank you.
Perseverance pays
Yeah.
off. Thank you. Prasad, did you have any of those challenges? Anything that made you feel as if, hey, this is a little bit too much, I may have chosen the wrong field? What was there any of those challenges while you were pursuing this quest of becoming a male nurse in a female dominated field?
Yes, I would have to say the theory aspect of nursing school, right? Because you have a lot of contents to cover, and then when you have exam, you're trying to remember all of those things, and most of these information is new to you, so that's a big challenge in retaining information. So that was my biggest challenge.
Yeah. So you all overcame some challenges. Gentlemen, starting with Kevin, would you encourage men to consider um, becoming nurses, and why do you think male nurses bring a different flavor or a different something to the profession, and what would that be different
Yeah,
from
definitely.
being a female? So yeah.
And I might get a
Yes,
lot of
Kevin.
backlash for this, but I feel as if we as males, we are more compassionate than the females. Because I always get that from my patients. They tell me that they can feel the love. So I'll definitely encourage a lot of other males to come in the field. Because listen, it's a place where you can be you and be free just the same. Because since I've been working here, I've never been in a situation where I felt that I was less of a person because I was nurse. I wasn't judged because I was a nurse or anything of the sort. And all the patients, they get along with us well. So if you need a career that gives you fulfillment, you need a career that gives you the opportunity to help people, this is the career for you. Live above the stigma. The stigma will always be there. And whatever you choose to do in this life, people will always have something to say. So do what makes you happy. That's what I did. And now I'm happy.
Wow, thank
Thank
you,
you,
Kevin. You know,
Kevin.
with that, I just want to say
Thank you.
something. There's someone who has shared something that I think you want to hear more than anything. It says, "Congratulations to the male nurses. I met Mr. Morrison on the phone. He has a personality that commands your love. If you meet him, you want to be in hospital. Very caring, very understanding." Congratulations, Kevin Morrison. That's what one person who is listening in has said. To the
Yes,
Yeah.
others,
man. Who said that? Who said that? Anybody who said that, big up themselves.
yeah, we're not seeing a name, but yes,
They're
we got
listening.
that comment.
There's another comment here. Bless up to all the male nurses, especially to the three young ones on the mailbox today. Enough respect. You guys are doing an excellent job. Wonderful, gentlemen. So, um, we were having some. Other of you want to comment on that? Kevin shared his perspective.
Would you encourage other young men to join the field of becoming a male nurse? What's your take on that, gentlemen? Just a reminder as to what that question was.
Yes, I would definitely encourage other males to join the profession. As some people might know, it's a demanding profession, right? Nurses are short, and also we have quite a few. No, sorry, we have quite a number of specialties that you can choose from as well, and you will also be helping to break down that barrier of stereotyping against male nurses as well. And as Kevin said, regardless of what you do, people will always judge you, right? So just be yourself, do what you love, and that's it.
Thank you, Sir
Still
McIntosh.
talking.
Andre, any words from you?
Yeah, definitely. I would also encourage males to enter the profession. Like Richard said just now, it's a very in-demand profession. You know, being in the clinical
Hold
area,
up.
especially recently, I've been at KPH for a couple months now, and especially night duty. Night duty wards on KPH them can house up to 60 odd patients. You know, and on night duty you have like one nurse attending to all 60 odd patients. So it is very in demand. Nurses are short, you know, and you don't necessarily have to work on the ward. You know, you have different specialties where you can specialize in after you become an RN, and you don't even have to work in a hospital either because nursing is just that wide. You know, you can work in different industries. Different industries require nurses. You can work in hotels. You can work for different businesses, different corporations. You know, so the possibilities are endless. So I mean, if there's somebody out there who is a male and them feel like say, you know, them want to try nursing, I would definitely encourage them and say, give it your best shot. You know.
Thank you very much, Andre. I want to sneak in
Definitely.
one question before we close with another question. How do you nurses navigate and face the challenge during this season of the pandemic of the COVID-19 virus, remaining healthy and helping others
Man.
to remain healthy? Have you faced any deaths? How are you managing and navigating this
So,
challenging season?
so twofold. Truth be told, from the first ever patient came to any hospital in Jamaica, I have been working with COVID-19 patients. As a matter of fact, we helped recover the first ever patient from the COVID-19 in Jamaica, my team here. So I've been working in isolation for about a year and 6 months from the start. I've seen numerous amount of deaths, numerous amount of recoveries. It's all there every single day. It has been rough, but what we try to do, we keep positive as a family, as we work as a team here, and we have to encourage each other. But it's not easy. It's been rough, not only physically but mentally. You meet some persons today, within a few days you lose them. Like, how do you cope with that? Because I like to establish a rapport with my patients, so we become friends, even family. So imagine losing a family member almost every week. It has been rough, but as I say, we try to stay positive as a family here. And we're still in the pandemic, the fight still goes on, but we are definitely dedicated to the fight here at the St. Ansby Hospital.
Thank you, Kevin. Must be trying.
Clive Brown, yeah. Clive Brown says it is not about the job you do, but it is how well you do it. Yes.
Hey, big up Clive now. Big up yourself, Clive.
Malcolm Richard says there is no more stigma attached to male being nurses. Just as how there are no stigmas attached to women working in construction and driving trailer trucks. So he's saying that those stigmas have already been defeated and they no longer exist. Claudette Edwards says, blessing to all the male nurses on a brave bad. Enough respect.
Claudette.
Sharon Bliggen says, job done.
Big up Sharon.
Venreese Clark said, big up men.
Big up men.
Go ahead, Kevin. We the ladies are proud of you.
Yeah, so many things, so many persons.
Kira Tasha Francis. The comments are just pouring in. The comments are just pouring in.
Big up, Kira.
Oh, God.
Big up to all the male nurses.
Kevin, I had the opportunity of meeting you while my dad was in the hospital, and you have a very warm personality.
Well, no, make my bag clear. No, me kind of emotional.
Malcolm Richards said a lot of those young men in Jamaica were unproductive within the society, have a lot of talents and potential. Therefore, nursing would be a great career choice for those young men. And with that, we just want to encourage, and in the last couple of 30 seconds each, encourage a young man who is out there who may feel as if he has no hope. Gentlemen in the nursing profession that have seen deaths every week, encourage someone in 30 seconds. Want to start with Andre, then Chrishard, and close with Kevin. Javon Adair says, big up, Kevin. Greatness. Andre,
right,
big up, Adair.
So for any young man out there, like I said before, if you feel like, you have a genuine passion for the sciences and medicine or whatever it is, and you genuinely feel like you care for people, don't shy away from nursing just because you feel like it might be, a woman thing, because it's definitely not. At the end of the day, you want to know that, you're contributing positively to the society at the end of the day, and you're doing something that you're good at and something where you can definitely help to, develop your country and help persons recover. Yeah, man.
Thank you very much, Andre Crawford. Chrishard McIntosh.
Okay, so to everyone out there, especially young males who feel like they don't have any purpose in society, just remember everyone has a purpose. You just need to find yours and work on it, and you will be successful. In God's
name. Amen. Thank you, Chrishard. Iona Brown says, respect male nurses. Respect. Kevin, your 30 seconds. Encourage some young men out there right now.
Yeah, so to all the young gentlemen out there listening to this, if you are interested in nursing, go for it. We welcome you here. It's a career for males, females, anybody. You can come, you can find your love. If it's your passion, you come and you try. You don't knock it until you try. This is a career for everybody. You come, you express yourself, you help a lot of people. There's no greater fulfillment than helping a patient, nursing them back there. One of the greatest I've ever had is seeing a patient that under my care on the road. There's not a better feeling. If you love this career, you come and join us. If you need encouragement, you can reach out to any one of us, and we'll give you all the encouragement you need. But only if. Make sure it's something that you love, because if you don't love this career, it won't be for you.
Thank you,
Thank you, Kevin. So, thanks to our producer, Tony K. Bromfield, Denise Ann Williams for technical support, and those who have been a great blessing to humanity, our very special guest, registered nurse Kevin Morrison, Chrisard McIntosh, and nurse graduate Andre Crawford.
Hey,
so
this was the program designed for men. But guess who are men? Hosted by yours truly, Courtney Morrison, and yours truly,
and Kevin Bailey. Every nurse who was drawn to nursing because of a desire to care, to serve, or to help. Catch us next week, same place, same time, inside the mailbox. So we say, Courtney.
Next week, Monday.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Monday.
Thanks for joining us.
Integrity man, I am a man. Hey,